Part 3 of my nightmare travel saga. I put the series in a playlist, so you should be able to find parts 1 and 2 really easily. We left off with the gold-dipped diapers. I could make an entire video on the scam that is airport convenience stores, but... So we're at the Hilton, we got some rest, we wake up the next morning, and we're just trying to figure things out. And basically what we decide is we're gonna go back to the rental car company again and see if they happen to have a car seat available. Plan B was gonna be that one of us takes a cab to go buy a car seat, which in hindsight would have been better. So we go to Enterprise or whatever it was, I don't even know, and they did have a car seat this time. They actually had a lot of car seats. So I don't know where those car seats were the first night, but... And me being as crazy as I am about my kids' car seats, they had to give us 6 different car seats because there was something wrong with every single one of them. And I eventually just had to select the one that was the least amount of damaged. I really wish I would have taken photos because these rental car companies, if you're renting car seats from them, they do not care. They don't take care of them. They're damaged. There's dings and dents all over these things. So maybe that's another soapbox video for another day. I eventually landed on a car seat and we drove the rental car all the way back to Michigan so that we could essentially get our spare key and go back to Chicago. We get to Michigan and we're just so exhausted. Like, it's been the worst 48 hours ever at this point. And I was trying to find a buddy to drive back to Chicago with. My husband is visually impaired, and while he can drive, that's another story, while he can drive, long drives can be a little bit fatiguing for him. So I was going to be the designated go get the car person. So I was on Facebook, asking my friends, hey, do you have a random 8 hours to go to Chicago with me and go pick up my car and drive back? And there were no takers. And honestly, I was just so over it at this point that it just made more sense to buy a one-way flight to Chicago from Grand Rapids. It was $250, and at this point I had already spent all my money, so what's another $250? But I will say it was the easiest flight I've ever taken in comparison. I packed myself, and that was it. And it also turned out my driver's license was expired, but TSA did let me through with it. So that was scary. So I ended up paying an extra fee to Enterprise or whatever it was because we did not, in fact, return the car as we originally intended. So I took myself and my spare key and flew to Chicago, went and picked up the car and drove it back. And then we figured out everything else with the airlines via phone, and we eventually did get our bags and the car seat back. Everything was fine. We got it all back about 2 weeks later. It was just delivered to our doorstep. So hopefully you can learn from my mistakes. And just make sure you have your keys on you. That should be a given, but it should happen.